Hello, this is Blossoming Marriage Academy, an initiative of Royal Life Springs. And Royal Life Springs, here we believe in empowering marriages and families to thrive and to blossom. And today here with me are two wonderful couples, and they're going to introduce themselves to us, and we'll be talking exactly about what Blossoming Marriage Academy, BMA, is all about. This is because they have, both of them, gone through the seminars. Karibuni sana. Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Wandeto, Mr. and Mrs. Chege. Introduce yourselves to the viewers and tell us whether you have any children. Then we'll take it from there.
Thank you so much. My name is Steve Wandeto. I'm born again. I'm married to this beautiful girl. She's called Carol. We are blessed with two boys, Moge and Mwega. Mwega is 18 months. Moge is just about to turn 4. And we're happy to be here.
Karibu sana.
Thank you. As Steve has mentioned, my name is Caroline, and together we have 2 children, and we are grateful to be here.
Good. The Cheges.
Thank you. My name is Dan Chege, and this is my wife, Betty Kendi. We are married for 9 years, and the Lord has blessed us with 2 children. Firstborn is a girl, Amy. She's 8 years, and secondborn is Asha, a boy, 5 years.
Good. Kendi, you want to say something, add to that?
Just my name is Betty Kendi, and I'm born again.
Good, good. I think I also want to introduce myself. My name is Jacinta Njehia. I am married to Stephen Njehia Mbogwa for the last 37 years. The next year will be 38 years. I am a mother of 2 girls and 2 boys. You're all adults. One daughter is an adopted one, a daughter-in-love, and I'm a grandmother of 1. Welcome. We are here to talk about Blossoming Marriage Academy. What is Blossoming Marriage Academy? I know you've gone through the seminars. What can you say Blossoming Marriage Academy is?
Well, Blossoming Marriage Academy for me was a program that I think we did for 6 weeks. And we had various topics relating to marriage that we discussed, but also going into depth in some of the practical aspects of marriage, and also how to just being equipped on how to apply them. It was like a class because we had homework.
You had homework?
the last time I had homework. It was such a long time. But it was a good program. So that's how I can describe it, in terms of description.
Okay.
What it was for me.
Good, good. The Cheges, what can you say BMA is?
Yeah, so for us, we took it after, I think we had a few years into marriage. But interesting is that everything sounded to be a challenge, and information and knowledge, things probably that we would have taken for granted, like communication, like things that may bring conflict, family, fun, and all that. It was a rejuvenating course in terms of strengthening our marriage and also having to do it together in a group. For us, that was encouragement and empowering us to blossom.
Okay. Okay, I hear you. There was communication, and I think the programs covered in BMA are things like communication, joy and blossoming, about love, creative problem solving. I am just also wondering, are there things that you can say you implemented? For instance, a topic like joy and blossoming, the aspect of having fun as a couple. Are there things you can say you are doing and you continue doing, or things that you implemented by virtue of going through the academy?
Perhaps I can say I think joining the academy was quite instrumental because we had just gotten married, and the only other session that we've had was a premarital. That was a session before we got married. So doing the Blossoming Academy was really good because we were married, and this equipped us with necessary skills to be able to navigate our marriage. And one of the things that I remember is our dates I think that is one of the things that even when we slack a little bit, we always go back to it. So we have our dates, and Steve has continuously gotten flowers.
Wow.
And I'm grateful for such things that we keep remembering that they're instrumental in blossoming our marriage.
I hear you. And that brings out the aspect of love. Love is not an emotion. Love is a verb. It's a doing word. So he continuously now brings you flowers.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I love flowers. Okay. That is about, What else can you say? Maybe, Candy, about takeaways from the BMA?
Yeah, I think it was more of affirming what you were doing before and not taking things for granted, especially the joy and love moments where there are some things we do and we think we are being happy, but now with the BMA, we are more challenged to go deeper and to be more deliberate on the things that make us happy. Not just because of the children, we get sometimes away from them, we enjoy ourselves.
Okay, good. I think also one of the things that is done at BMA is pre-work, evaluating where you are, because anything that is not evaluated cannot be improved upon. And so anything that you think BMA helped you to, after openly evaluating that, it helped you to make deliberate also work to improve on it?
Personally, I think I'd say I think growth is a journey.
Yes.
Keep growing.
Yes.
And I think Steve and I have experienced that. And through the time that we've set apart, which has also been deliberate, and it's something that we've been intentional about, is creating time together.
Okay.
And through that, we've been able to reflect on how it is that we are doing as a couple, and also how we are doing as individuals, and also just how it is that we are bringing up our boys. And the consistency, the intentionality in it has been able to help our marriage grow. And that's why we're here.
Consistency and intentionality.
And maybe I could add, I think when you mentioned about evaluating, it has actually reminded me that during the BMA that really came out, that something that is not evaluated, you cannot improve on it.
That's right.
And we took it in terms of it must be intentional. So once in a while, Candy and I, although it's not easy, we evaluate each other and asking hard question of which areas do you think I should improve. And we found it that quite enlightening in terms of evaluating where you are, being vulnerable in terms of asking that question.
Yes.
How am I doing in this area?
Yes.
And I think that really stood out for us.
And again, also, as you are evaluated, you want to be open, because an evaluation will bring out the positives and the negatives. And you evaluate so that you can continue building on the strengths, but at the same time also seeing how you can minimize the weaknesses. What's coming to me right now is one of the topics also is about creative problem solving, and the things that cause problems in our relationships mainly are finances, things like also in-laws, things like also things like health. My mother could be unwell and my husband needs to be supportive, and sometimes that brings in conflict. So I want to ask the Cheges first here to respond to this. What can a couple do, or what maybe what's your takeaway from creative problem solving in relationship to finances? What nugget, or what is the one thing that you can say, this is something we practice as a couple?
Maybe Candy can.
First what we decided is finances, it's our money. It's not my money, it's not his money. So that's where we started with that principle. That whatever money we have as a family, it's ours. So whatever we have to solve from there, it comes as one. So we solve it as our money. Yes.
Wow, that's a good one. It's not his or mine, it's our money. Thank you very much for that. Steve, also in BMA, I think the other thing that came out very, very came out very forcefully when we were doing cohort 1 was the aspect of how we use our cell phones and how they interfere with our relationships. Do you have hidden passwords?
Yes.
Do you, I mean, how is that like?
Yes, to having a hidden password.
How is that like for you?
I think, in the world that we currently live in,
Yes,
you're surrounded by gadgets.
yes,
And we are going to, those gadgets will keep increasing.
that's right.
Now with COVID and post-COVID and what we're going through. So one of the lessons was on how to have some boundaries around the use of these gadgets. First, boundaries in terms of that we put them away to come together and relate. But also boundaries in the sense that there are no boundaries between our gadgets. That she can go through my phone and I can go through her phone. And some of the nuggets that were shared there was, how you come home in the evening. What I remember is that it's best when you come home to put your phone somewhere. In fact, I remember one of the facilitators saying they bought is it a basket or something?
Yes.
And it's placed somewhere on top of a shelf. And when you get into the house, make sure that you place your phone in there. I can't say that's a growth area for anybody at all times. Because
And we are all growing.
We always want to look at our phones. In fact, I know somebody, a colleague, who keeps telling me that these days when we wake up, we wake up from our bed to a phone like this. This is a style. This is the posture you take when you wake up in the morning. But I guess that's an area that we keep growing. But, it's an area that we keep reminding each other.
That's right.
My wife will tell me at some point, hey, you've been on your phone lately for quite a while.
Yes.
And also I'll be able to mention that to her.
Yes.
So I think BMA then helps you with nuggets and insights on how you can practically manage the gadgets around you, including the television, even with children. And also how you can use those gadgets, for good, because even these gadgets also, they are here for a reason.
That's right.
To communicate and to explore what's happening in the world. But there should also be some limits. But also to make commitments. I think that's the other most important part of BMA, that it helps you now to make commitments together. I'm able to make commitments with my wife, and I pray that I'll be faithful to those commitments.
Yes.
So it then moves from the class, it moves from the academy, it moves away from the group within which you're going through the journey together, to then both of you, once the academy is over, the lessons are over and you've gone back home, then what practical steps can you take to implement some of those things?
I like that. You said you had homework. And yes, I know there is a workbook. And I know there were things that you are supposed to write. And I was thinking also in one of the lessons there, it's taught about priorities and envisioning a family, a blossoming family together. How was it like being able to sit and set goals together and answer some questions together for you as a family?
Yeah, I think for us, the workbook was quite helpful. I think for the academy, we were going through it, it reduced it to it wasn't theoretical.
Yes.
The hard book actually made it practical.
Yes.
Because we are real things that you'd sit together and discuss, think about it, whichever areas. So I found the questions and the homework quite important for us. Although it was a bit challenging because you have to do it before now you go to the next class. So you have to create that time. And I think in life we put so much time and effort in other things. And rarely do we do that on our own families and marriages. So that actually brought the aspect that you have to work something. That workbook, you have to do those assignments together. And it's also, as we did it together, it created time for us.
To bond.
Probably sometimes you may not have it, but when you're doing it together, it's also creating time for you to bond and to be with each other.
Good. As we come to a close, because we really just wanted to have a snippet of what it was like for you to go through the BMA, is it something that you would recommend to young couples out there based on what it has been or did for you as a couple?
I think I can affirmatively say yes. One is that personally I joined BMA out of curiosity. To be honest, out of curiosity.
Okay. But this curiosity didn't kill the cat, no?
Marriage academy. You
yes,
know?
yes.
You know, for us, from our history with education,
Yes.
for system.
Yes.
When we hear academy, we are thinking about school. You
Yes.
know. But I guess school did something good for us. For all of us who've gone through schooling,
Yes.
school shaped us in a certain way.
Yes.
So then my curiosity was helpful because I then found an academy that was organized, you know, where you had homework, you had word book, we even had a book,
Empowering families to blossom.
That
Yes.
was one of the gifts that you're given as you come into the class.
Yes.
That is one. So it was out of curiosity,
Yes.
but I say my curiosity paid. The second thing is that we joined, as my wife has mentioned, we joined BMA when we were less than 2 years in marriage.
Yes.
I think one and a half or thereabout. And I was very keen to just know how to steer this thing.
Yes, you were keen to
As
have
a
a
man,
marriage that is blossoming.
Yes, I was keen.
Yes.
I don't want this thing to fail.
Yes.
So I was also very quick to register to know,
Yes.
you know, how is it that I can do this thing much better? Because when you're a newlywed and new parents, I think our son was about, how old was
Very
he?
young, actually.
How many months?
6 months.
6 months. You're dealing with a lot.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are many couples, young couples out there.
Yes.
You're working, you know, you're new in marriage, you know, and you're dealing with a lot.
Yes.
And BMA really helped us
Yes.
to navigate some of those nascent years, the foundational years,
Yes.
and to give us a solid foundation
Yes.
that then took us forward. Today we are 5 years in marriage.
Yes.
I'm sure that's where Cheges were
Yeah, at that time.
at that time.
Yes.
And I'm sure for them, then when you're 5 years,
Yes.
you're navigating a different season.
That's right.
So that's the second thing I would say, that it helped us in the season we were in marriage. Whether you're 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 20 years, I think BMA has something unique for you. The third thing, as I finish, is that the facilitators also. For me as a person, since I've been young, I learn better through good teachers.
Okay.
Yeah. So if a teacher is inspiring, is interesting, I will soak in from that teacher. If a teacher is boring, I will switch off. I will zone off.
Yes.
You know, even before I go to the class.
That's right.
But I think we had very good facilitators who really shared their own experiences in a very practical, open, and honest way. To show us that these are the realities of marriage, but also these are the tools
That can help you.
that can help me
Yes.
as I navigate this season.
Wow.
So the facilitators are also good, and I'm sure that this time we'll even have even more refined facilitators.
That's right.
So that iron sharpens iron. Dan likes saying that. Iron
Yes.
sharpens iron.
Yes.
But this iron, I think is some big pangas. And me, I'm just a knife. So you can imagine how sharp my knife will be.
Yes.
So it's been a good experience even with the facilitators.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good enough reason for anybody out there to join the coming up BMA.
Yeah.
Carol, you want to add to what your husband has
Well,
said?
he said quite a lot, and I think practically kind of exhausted everything. But just one of the things that I like to add is, I think when you've gone to a driving school, you get the driving license, and basically what you do every year is renew, or every 3 years is renew, and no one really comes back to assess how exactly are you doing in this driving. I mean, maybe that explains why we have lots of hog drivers on the road.
Yes.
But the chance of joining a BMA gives you an opportunity for you to reassess where you are. As Steve has mentioned, we were just newly married. In Dan were like about 5 years in marriage. So joining the BMA class helped us to assess how
Where
it is
you
that
are.
we are doing. And so it enriched our lives, it sharpened us, it gave us like some challenges that we keep looking back and has helped us as well to now navigate through the dynamics that are in marriage, especially in this 21st century.
Wow, awesome, awesome. The Cheges. I'm going to ask you also to respond to the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before Candy adds, I think for me, I would definitely encourage someone to attend. And as said, we did it when we were 5 years, and I actually think we needed it more than the Wandetos.
Than the newlywed.
You know, in 5 years and all, sometimes you started to take things for granted.
Yes.
At least when you're young in marriage, as Wandeto saying, he was really serious. I want to make this thing work.
Yes.
But as you grow in years,
Yes, you become lax.
and all that. So for us,
Laxity.
we found it very helpful.
Yes.
We are encouraged. It's not only for the newly
Yes.
wedded, even those who have been married for 4 years, 5 years, or even 10 years.
Yes.
It's a time of refreshing.
Yes.
Renewal and reevaluating yourself.
Okay. Wow. Anything you want to add, Candy?
What I can add, through the lessons, I was able even to get to know Dan better through the questions, and also to manage my expectations, and also to know the kind of different personalities each has, and how to be able to cope with the other person's personality. So I think it really improved me to working better with Dan when it comes to communication,
Yes.
problem solving, and things like that.
Okay. I hear you.
Maybe
Anything?
just one thing
Yes.
to add is that through that we were able to form accountability partner. I think we were able to get together. I think even during that time sharing with Cheges,
Yes.
we were able to form friendships that also became our accountability. So that's the other benefit
Wow.
of joining an academy.
Wow. I think what I've heard is that from your experience, you have the takeaways that have helped you in this journey of growth and maturity to be able to become a blossoming family. And I think I want to tell the viewer, you've heard it. Blossoming Marriage Academy gives you tools and equips you to be able to blossom. I always say God intended for our marriages and our homes to be little heavens here, not the kind of stories sometimes we hear. And so we want to encourage you. You want your marriage to thrive and to blossom. Enroll for the next coming up BMA, which currently registration is going on. And you can email us for more information at info@rls.org, and we'll send you the details. We pray and hope that your marriage thrives and blossoms as God intended for you to live life and live it to the full. So God bless you till next time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.